Hello everybody. Welcome to my YouTube episode where you get to meet my demons. This is definitely the most vulnerable YouTube I've made, but I'm really excited about it because I think it's really important for other people to see that other people have very similar voices or parts of themselves that I do and that probably every human being has. I want you to know that this is also very unscripted. I kind of brought up these parts within me to see what they had to say, and they just said whatever they had to say. And I chose from the voices that are the loudest in my head at this moment. This is by no means the full range of the parts within me. I have so many different parts, but these are just the ones that are the loudest at the moment. So let's get started. Okay, I would like to invite my inner petulant child, my anxiety, my should voice, and my shame to come forward and speak to me. I want to know just kind of what you've been trying to tell me, what your voice wants to say, and I want to know also why you are a part of me. What are you trying to accomplish? And anything else that you have to share. So, yeah. Thank you all for coming. I love that you're all willing to talk to me and to voice what you want to voice. Petulant child, maybe we can start with you first. Well, I hate adulting and I don't want any responsibility. I don't want to wash the dishes and I don't want to do my taxes and make money and worry about the future, and I don't want responsibility over another human being or human beings, and I don't want to vacuum, and I don't want to be concerned about all the billion things that adults have to be concerned about. I just want to watch TV. Is that so much to ask for? I just want to watch TV and play and do whatever I want to do. And I don't want to eat protein shakes and carrot sticks. I want to just eat cupcakes and Fruit Loops. I'm just tired of all of the pressure of trying to be an adult in this world and do everything right and do my best at everything. I just want to be left alone and live by myself and do whatever the hell I want to do. And I've been wondering, why have you been so loud in my head lately? Yeah, I think I'm here to counterbalance should. Because should has been so loud in your brain that you're not taking care of yourself and you're not taking time for yourself and you're not doing stuff that you just want to do and having fun and not feeling guilty about it. I think you can't do that or something. And because you're not being a little bit, self-indulgent in healthy ways, I'm here and I'm loud right now because if I'm loud enough, you listen to me and you just watch Netflix. My voice in your head makes you kind of be tired and give up on stuff and not be doing all the time. And it actually makes you slow down and watch Netflix, binge or, eat Fruit Loops and be a little bit self-indulgent in unhealthy ways. or less healthy ways maybe, or even no judgment in any way. Like, I just help you slow down in any way that I can, and that's why I've been so loud lately. So what I really want for you is to like nourish yourself and figure out a way to do that without feeling guilty about it, because you need that. Thanks for sharing. I love it. Anxiety, you are driving me nuts. So let's go to you next. So you can say what you have to say.
Okay. I don't know, there's just like so much I want to say that you're not always listening to, and I don't even like know where to start. I just feel I just feel like you're not on top of things enough, and I feel like I'm worried that Armageddon's gonna come, and then what are you gonna do? Like, you don't have any like survival abilities, and how are you gonna survive Armageddon if it comes? And what if a civil war breaks out in the United States, and how's that gonna affect Canada, and how's it gonna affect your future? And like, how do you know you're doing the right thing with your kid and you're not messing him up for life? And how do you know that your next baby's gonna be okay and nothing's gonna happen? And what if it does happen, and what are you gonna do, and how are you gonna handle that? And how do you deal with all these voices in your head all the time? And how do you and there's like so many things you have to do. You have to like do all the adulting stuff. You have to, you have like a couple of businesses you're running, and you're trying to be a mom, and you're trying to be a good wife, and you're trying to be, happy and joyful and pleasant and positive, and you're trying to, make plans for the future and then make the present really nice, and you're trying to deal with your past stuff, and like this is not enough time in the day to deal with everything. And plus on top of that, you want to have like a nice house, you want it to be clean, and you want to make good food, and then, you want to go do fun things outside, and you want to spend time with your friends, and you want to spend time with your family, and you're not doing any of them good enough. Like, you have to do more in everything, and we just don't have enough time, and I just don't know how to handle it all, because this is like a lot to handle.
So how can I help you?
Well, I know that when you exercise and you listen to positive things and positive people, it really helps. Helps me feel like maybe I can handle everything, and that it's okay to be imperfect, and I don't need to do everything better. Like, maybe I'm doing good enough at everything, and maybe good enough is actually a thing. And I know that the more time you spend connecting with yourself, including me, the easier it is for you to like find me and others help, like petulant inner child and should and shame. But when you ignore us and you don't spend time on your inner world, then we just have to get louder so that you hear us. I think that one of my main jobs is to protect you from regret. I want you to be the best that you can be, and I know that you desire to make the world a better place by being in it, and I want to make sure that you achieve that, except it kind of makes me anxious because there's really no way to measure that. But that's what I'm trying to do for you, and I think I'm so anxious because it's an unmeasurable goal, and all of these things are unmeasurable, like doing better and having a cleaner house, or spending more time at your businesses, or being a better mom. Like, everything that I'm trying to accomplish is not measurable, and so you can always be better and do more and spend more time and blah 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 blah. And so I just feel like I'm on a wheel and I'm never getting anywhere. So I just want to say that I think it would help if we set some really realistic goals that were measurable and specific, like you always talk about like the important things in your life. So, what the hell? Measurable goals? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. You make me anxious saying that. Yeah, well, you make me really anxious too. And you guys all make me anxious around here, okay? So no pointing fingers here. Now that you've heard me out, I feel like I can relax a little bit. So I'll just hang out here and listen to everybody else. Sounds good. Thanks, anxiety. I think you have been waiting for your turn not so patiently, so why don't you go next? Okay, look, I'm the person you need to listen to around here. I am Should, and I'm the loudest voice in your head these days, for a good reason. Because there's so much that you're not doing, and so many things that you should be doing. You should be reaching out to other people more. You should be making more time for them. Like basically everything anxiety just said, but like you actually should be doing it more. You should be being a better mother. You should be more patient. You should be a better wife and being more pleasant and not arguing as much, or presenting your arguments in a very logical and unemotional way instead of getting emotional and upset. And you should be doing more wonderful DIY stuff around your house that costs no money, because that's what everybody on TikTok is doing. And you should be spending way more time on your businesses, because like that's your future. Hello. And you should be embodying pleasure and joy all the time, because that's, what you're talking about in the world. And you should be, your YouTube channel and your podcast should be doing way better than they are already. And you're already like way behind on everything you wanted to do in business. And you should be working out more, and you should be eating healthier. And you definitely should be spending more time with your husband and on date nights, and you should be having more sex, and you should be playing with your cat more, and you should be doing all the things that you need to be doing. And yes, I'm crinkly because I'm always in your head and I'm always there and you can always hear me, because I need to be the loudest voice in your head, because if I wasn't here, then you wouldn't get anything done. You sit around and, I don't know, buy flowers and walk by the river and enjoy yourself. And life's not about enjoying yourself. Life's about getting shit done and being amazing in every single part of your life. Because, like, if you're not totally amazing and have all your ducks in a row, then who's gonna listen to you on YouTube and on your podcast? And if you don't do more, then maybe everything you've done so far will be worth nothing. Maybe your kids will be totally screwed up, and your marriage will fail, and your businesses will fail, and your whole life will be for nothing, because you didn't do more. You didn't do all the things you should be doing. And like, these are all things you should be doing. Like every adult except you does these things. You also should be meditating, and you should be doing yoga, and you should be having a regular pleasure practice like all the time, like every day. And you shouldn't be watching TV ever, and you should only be reading books that are good for your brain that you learn from. And you should be taking another course, and you should have everything ready for your next baby, and you should be doing all these things. Like, you need to be doing more. Okay, I hear what you're saying. So what do you do for me? Like, why do you exist? I think I am your drive on overdrive. I think I'm sort of a misconstrued part of your heart that does want to be there for everybody. And,
loves your husband and your marriage and so wants to be a great wife and loves, you know, like sex and pleasure and joy and wonderful things. Hey, get out of here. And meditation and, oddly, ironically enough, like calmness and peace, and wants to be the best mom. It's like I'm your desire for all things good, but not accepting your humanity and your limitations. It's like I'm your desire without reality, like a reality check. And so, actually, like a really beneficial part of you that just gotten like out of hand. You know, like I feel like you should be doing more in your businesses because I want to be doing more in my businesses. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better partner. I want to be calmer. I want to be healthier. It's all the same things. And the part of you that wants it all. It's like anxiety and you need to work together or something to, and the rest of you, to find a way where I can focus on what's most important and be happy and okay with being like a B+ person instead of feeling like I should be A+ at everything, and just understanding that everything takes time and basically like accepting my own humanity and limitations, like I said. So kind of put your drive and your desires in perspective. Thank you, Shid. Thanks for sharing. Shame, you have been awfully quiet. And you're next. What do you have to say today? I don't have anything to say that you haven't heard before. I mean, we all know that you aren't enough and you're too much. Basically, you're just always the wrong amount. And nothing you do seems to make you the right amount. And there's like definitely something wrong with you. You're broken and you're disgusting. And like, I've given up trying to fix you. Like, I have tried for so long to try to make you, you know, into anything other than you are. And I am starting to give up trying. And you seem to be really happy with that, but I'm still here and I still come up. As you know, I show up a lot in new kind of sexual experiences or in some of your sexual fantasies because, like, obviously there's something wrong with you and you're disgusting. And I also come up in your relationship, especially with your partner, too, sometimes because, like, clearly you're just always the wrong amount and you're just broken, okay? So, I just think that you should crawl into a hole and never come out. And, like, maybe it would be better if you were dead because, like, clearly you're just not up to the task of, like, being an adult. And you always do things wrong. And things are always your fault. Like, they really are always your fault. We both know that. We all know that around here. So, yeah. You really don't listen to me that much anymore. You don't give me a whole lot of clout. Not like I used to have. So, I'm kind of getting smaller. And other people or other voices are kind of taking over. But yeah, I'm still here in a corner of your brain and a corner of your gut. And yeah, I'll probably never go away. So you're stuck with me. I exist to help you belong in society, into the society that I think you need to belong, or that you used to think you needed to belong to. I want you to be accepted, actually. I'm like your internal police based on years of messaging that you're not enough and too much and just wrong in every way, everything about you, except for the parts of you that aren't you. Like, the more like Jesus you are, the better you are. So the less like you are, the better you are. And that everything about you that's not like super vanilla and picture perfect, picture frame kind of good Christian girl means you're disgusting. Yeah. That's where I come from. And then there's society that plays a role in that too, of course. And honestly, I'm glad that you don't listen to me that much anymore. I like the feeling that I don't have to be your voice of inner policing, and that you have other voices that protect you and help you belong to yourself and to the people that matter in your life. I'm glad that you've changed. I don't need a bigger part in your life. In fact, I'd be happy with a smaller part. So, I'm sorry that I'm mostly incredibly misguided. I'm just working on old patterns here. Thank you. Thanks for being so open and vulnerable. I really appreciate it. I love it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing with me and my listeners today. I think they'll find it really helpful. And I really would love to share my queen with you guys as well. I love my queen. She is a powerful part of who I am, and she's just learning how to be one, which means that I'm just learning how to be one because she's a part of who I am. But she's really fun and I love her, and so I wanted you to see what kind of a different kind of part of me might look like and sound like. So here she is. Thank you for inviting me to share. I love that you're doing this video, and I'm glad that you brought on a different kind of part of you to show people. You could have chosen me or your inner lake of truth or your sexuality, although fire is a little bit hard to dress up as. But yeah, I guess I would just love to say that I think you're beautiful and you're really, you're so powerful. Like, your body is powerful, your energy is powerful, your desire for like authenticity and truth is powerful, your ability to make deep and lasting friendships is powerful, your desire to help other people feel less shame and feel like they're a part of humanity is so powerful. And I don't know, like, everybody does their life within a scope of humanity, within their limitations and their abilities, and you're trying to do that to the best. You're trying to do that the best that you can. And I just think that's amazing. I think it's amazing that you are like accepting your humanity in all of it, and that you are moving into more and more self-compassion. You've come like so far already, but you're still working towards that even more, and that's I don't know. I think that's where I come in, is in trying to is that you're owning your power more, and even like standing up for what you want, being more aware of what you want, speaking out for yourself, being in your own corner, being a place of love, safety, and belonging within yourself. That's the part of you that I am. I love being that part. It's like, it's amazing, and I love that you're moving more into joy and pleasure, and you're wanting to understand the fullness of it and what creates more of it in your life. And you're discovering that there's like two sides to everything, and just like the wholeness of everything that you're discovering is so powerful. And so I'm just really proud of you for working to welcome and celebrate even every single part of who you are. It takes serious guts to do that, and I think it's great. So I love you lots. And oh, you wanted to know, why do I exist with me? Like, what's my purpose? I think my purpose is just to remind you of who you really are. Like, to remind you of your value and your power and your capability, and not just capability to do, but also your capability to be, if that makes sense. And to bring you back to your center, and that you know who you are at your center, and that's it. That's it. I hope that was interesting and funny, and I hope that you found yourself there. Characterizing these parts is really helpful in first recognizing them, and then being able to address them and deal with them and meet their needs, so that you can kind of move forward in your life with what you want to move forward with. And it's how I really have learned how to be so compassionate and gentle with myself sometimes. Obviously, it's not like I always manage to do that, but I am way better at it than I used to be. And this is primarily why, because this is how I see the parts of who I am, and it's really helpful. So I would love to hear your comments below. I would love to hear about your inner voices or what you thought of mine. You can find me on my podcast at Sexuality After, on my website at www.phoebed.com, or you can also sign up to my email list on my website and get my emails. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get a notification whenever I have a new video coming out. If you liked this video, you would probably really love my video on the 19 ways that my inner victim can tyrannize me, something like that, or you would probably also really enjoy my guided practice / meditation on how to embrace your own inner shadows, which is what I did with, honestly, each one of these shadows. Like, I went through that same guided practice to meet each one of these, and it's helped me really deal with them and acknowledge them and recognize them when they come up in my head and in my life. So I think you'd probably really love that. I will put a link to that at the end of this video. I hope you have, as always, a wonderfully messy week.